Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend growth investing is all about. This is my weekly buy video. And my current strategy is to deposit $100 of my own money per week and let the portfolio do the heavy lifting for me going forward. All dividends received will be reinvested back into that stock from which it was received. My goal is to put this money to work for me in the long term to build a growing and reliable income stream. I am a long-term buy and hold investor who focuses primarily on individual blue chip stocks as well as ETFs and CEFs. What we are looking at right now is my M1 taxable stock brokerage account, and you can see here the value over time just from the past year. I was below $200,000, and you can see just recently has really gone up in the last month, over $220,000. So this is great. I'll go to the activity log now. And since this is my weekly buy video, I'm going to show you the stocks that I selected to purchase. And mixed in here, there's going to be some dividend drips as well. So what I decided to do this week was I picked a top 5 and $20 a piece into each of those stocks. So anything that's not $20 is going to be a dividend drip. So we can see with Waste Management, that's a dividend drip. Same with Avista. So the first stock I selected today on Monday is Cisco for $20, and Hershey's, that's a dividend drip, as well as Coca-Cola. And then Oracle is the next one. This is what I decided to purchase, and same with JP Morgan, there are $20 there. You can see I received a whole bunch of dividends this week. So O Realty, another dividend drip. Same with McDonald's, and the last two, Procter & Gamble and Air Products, those were $20 buys a piece. And what I'll show you next is I want to show you the effect this had, the $100 deposit as well as the dividend drip. So you can see there was $160.79 total. So the $100 was my own money, and the $60.79, that is dividend drips, or you could consider that the dividend snowball being reinvested into this portfolio. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the data from my holdings tab once it loads, and I'm going to import that into my Google Docs spreadsheet. And within this spreadsheet, I'll show you what it tracks. It tracks every single position in my portfolio. You can see by the company name, the ticker symbol, and the current share price. It just uses a simple Google Finance function to pull that, and this is live, so you'll see these numbers changing. In the shares, that's pulled from a VLOOKUP from the M1 data tab. You can see below. We're actually gonna take the information from here. I'm gonna select this, and this is from my M1 brokerage accounts. And everything is listed here from largest to smallest. I'm going to copy this data, and in a little bit we're going to paste that into the M1 data tab. And what it's going to do is it's going to update the number of shares as well as the cost basis over here, and it's going to actually change what my monthly average income is as well as my quarterly and annual. So it's going to increase that, and we'll see by how much. But we can see here the gain or loss for every position, and if I have a loss, it's going to be in red. And you can see the gain or loss percentage. Anything above 10% will be in green. Anything that's a loss will be in red. And here's the dividends paid per share, and this is a quarterly, unless it's denoted with blue with like Realty Income and BST. Those are my two monthly payers, so these pay each and every month. And of course, BST is kind of a beast. It's going to pay over $400 here at the end of this month, and it's a steady payer of that 25 cents per share, so that's not going down anytime soon. Hopefully it's going to be going up. But also, I have things arranged here by the pay date. I have it sorted. So this is kind of like an advent calendar, showing everything paying in chronological order. You can see everything that's paid me so far in the month of December. Do a quick count up just in December, not even close to being done, and I've received $1,039.12 thus far in December, and I haven't even received BST yet, which is a heavy hitter, and we have all these other ones hitting too. Tomorrow when I wake up in the morning, I will have a dividend from Duke Energy. It's going to be over $13, and the reason I haven't put that in here is sometimes I purchase shares of companies after the ex-dividend date, so this is the high water mark. But I think with Duke, I don't think I bought any additional shares or fractionals after the ex-dividend date, so I should be receiving that $13.79. And of course, what I'll be doing is I will be dripping that dividend right back into Duke. So next time it pays me, it's going to be more than $13.79. We can see here I also track the total number of dividends paid for each position. You can see like SCHD just recently paid me a dividend of $831.85. You can see my total dividends with SCHD, and the last increase for each of these. Some of these have zeros. I have a variable in those. Like Black Hills, they decided not to increase their dividend, but they did not decrease it, so I put a 0% there. So you can see there's a range. Some of these are paying like 7%, 4.5%, 6%. Anything 5% and over, I've put, the rule is it will be in green. You can see like things like Aflac, look at that, dividend increase last time in November, 19%. So not only am I receiving dividends, but I'm receiving ever increasing dividends, and that is coming from dividend increases annually from most of these companies, as well as the additional shares that I'm purchasing, as well as the dividends I'm dripping back into these companies. So I'm just getting more and more dividends, which is fantastic. So I'm going to scroll down here, and we'll see here I have a color key. So we're in December, which is we're in the last month of Q4, which is the dark green. So all the dark greens are what I'm receiving dividends from. You can see here up to this point, and then it's just going to start all over again in January with the light greens. We'll be in Q1 of 2024, and it's perpetual. It just keeps going on and on and on as these dividends just keep rolling in and rolling in. It's just an unstoppable snowball at this point, which is exciting. You can see here as these new dividends get announced, I'll change the dates. Usually it's just plus 3 months, and then I resort these, and just the deck just keeps getting reshuffled, and more dividends. So we can see here the monthly cash flow average right now. This portfolio is at $900, $908.90. This is going to go up. It's going to probably be in the low 909s is my prediction as I update the M1 data tab. But the quarterly dividend as well as the annual dividend is going to go up. You can see we're almost at $11,000 annually for this dividend portfolio, and this just keeps going up and up. You can see here I have a strategy of what I'm doing, the $100 per week, the Monday buy. Of course, this is what this video is about. And the dividends I receive, they just get I drip them right back into the company that paid them. And if a company cuts their dividends, suspends it, anything like that, they are out of the portfolio. And my strategy is to buy and hold. I do, however, once in a while cut a position out. I cut Pfizer out, so this will be the last dividend being paid, and I received $13.92 on the 5th, but in March I will not receive a Pfizer dividend, so that's why it's highlighted in yellow. So after this, after I do my December recap video, I'll be deleting this row out of here. Pfizer will be out of there. I just thought there were better opportunities out there than what Pfizer was doing for me. And you can see like SCHD just some math here. I'm going to start tracking this. I know SCHD is very popular. There's been dozens and dozens and dozens of videos on this. I even see people will predict into the future, and incorrectly people were assuming like a 8, 9, 10% dividend growth rate for SCHD, but take a look. From 2022 to 2023, there was less than 4% was the dividend gain for SCHD. So I'm much more conservative. I don't think you can just having a like 8, 9, 10% dividend increase for SCHD. To me, that was unsustainable, and this proved out as there was only a 3.79% dividend increase. I'm fine with that. That's why I kind of figured. I figured between a 3 and 5%, and a lot of people were just counting on it being 8% plus into perpetuity, and that is unrealistic. But SCHD is my largest holding within this portfolio. So let's go over to the M1 data tab, and all this does is it just really is housing the number of shares and my cost basis for each position. So I'm going to do that pay special values only, and this takes a second to update that. There we go. Let's go back over to the dividend portfolio tab, and just as I suspected, we went from 908, I think 90 it was, now we're at 909.29, and of course the quarterly and annual, those increased as well. So let's update this 909.29. I have a monthly average dividend tracking tab. We're going to put that value in here, the 909.29. We're going to scroll down for every event. I started doing this last year. There we go. So in this event, it was a $100 deposit, and I dripped in the Coca-Cola, Waste Management, Avista, Hershey, and McDonald's dividend drips. So we'll put the 909.29. There we go, 909.29, and we'll see what that increase result was to change to my monthly income. So with the $100 deposit and all those dividend drips, I increased my monthly income by 39 cents. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I also did not deposit a whole lot as well. But we can see here, it seems like every day or every couple days there's an event that happens. You can see just a few days ago on the 15th, there were some more dividend drips. You can see it added 14 cents, and American Tower had a 5% dividend raise, so that added 9 cents, and you can see Amgen had a 5.6% dividend raise that added 21 cents. Same with O Realty, just increased their dividend by 0.2%, added a whole 2 cents. You can see the SCHD and Exxon dividend drip, $2.86. You can see this just keeps increasing my monthly average dividend, and you can see from last year, let's see where we started from. I was at 766, so I was in the 700s, and for most of 2023 I was in the 800s, but now we're in the 900s, and it's not going to be long before I'm going to be over $1,000 per month in this dividend portfolio. So let's head over to the Dividend Tracker tab. And I started doing these videos back in January 2021, and you can see the portfolio value was at $18,700. And you can see I've been tracking the dividends every month. You can see it really started skyrocketing as I made a large deposit. I started to put in $10,000 per week because I had equity in a home I no longer own, and I had a whole bunch of cash on the sidelines, so I put this to work for me. And you can see it took me a few months to deploy that. I didn't want to put it all in one lump sum, so I was doing the $10,000 weekly buys. But since then, I've really scaled back to just $100 per week. And since I have so many dividends coming in and a large amounts, I figured I wanted my portfolio to do the heavy lifting for me going forward, as I said in the introduction. And we are, let's see here, I'm going to change this. I put in $100 this morning, so we're up to $300 for the month of December. But just take a look at the average monthly dividend, how it has climbed, you know, from the 500s last October, the 700s, and then we broke into the 800s in May, and now into the 900s, and this is just going to keep going up and up. We can see just in December alone, I increased my average monthly dividend by $43.41. So going forward every month, that's an additional $43.41. I have increased my month-over-month dividend income by 5%. You can see the annual dividend almost at that $11,000 mark. And just in December alone, I increased my annual income by $500. And again, there's the deposit I made for $300. You can see here total dividends paid from this portfolio. And we'll just take a look at the total dividends paid so far in 2023. Take a look at that number. Almost at the $10,000. It's at $95.18. But you can see, though, my dividend total from all of 2022 is $2,800. You can see in 2021, I did not even break the $1,000 mark. So that is pretty much what I wanted to show you guys, was what I bought this morning, because I know, looks like it timed out, but you can go back and see what those were, what my 5 picks were, and we saw what the increase in my monthly and annual income was. If you got value from this video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. After I receive all my dividends for the month of December, I do a recap video, and I go into the M1 activity log and actually show you those videos rather than just telling you about those. So I hope everyone had a great weekend. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Everybody, take care.